We're back for the scrappers. Your boys are here to cover Dana White's Contender Series Week 6 final results for what happened. We had a few bangers of a fights, a few upsets. Let's jump right into it with the first fight. So way to drop the ball, Dylan. What are you doing? What did you think about that fight?
I thought Dylan had the W, man. I thought he was on his way to get the TKO in the third round. He had a Sarah Longo in his corner. Marab was there cheering him on. I was like, bro, easy money. And I mean, Ahmad was just wrestling in the first two rounds, but then in the third, pretty much just only started striking, had Dylan back up, and then went for that takedown, snatched up that back, choked him out so fast. I couldn't believe that shit. I was like, no way you're about to let this slip, Dylan. And damn, now he's 8-4. That's a stinky record. That's a women's MMA record, baby. Good job for Ahmad though. And he has a crazy ass story about getting chased by the Taliban and all this shit. So I mean he dug deep for that win, and I thought it was cool.
He dug deep for it for sure, but dude, I could feel Sarah. Was that his name? Ray? No, Ray Longo. Yeah, Ray
Oh yeah.
Longo's freaking anger in there, dude. He should have had him out in the second round. Like, he had him on the feet. He was catching him with those checks and stuff like that with the straights. Um, but he just seemed too tentative to go in there and get the job done. Like, Ahmad was just really sloppy on the feet. He was sloppy with the takedowns. He couldn't get him off the fence. He couldn't get his back off the fence. Like, what a letdown, man. Especially in front of like freaking all your homies like Marab and Aljo and shit like that and freaking that other dude, the freaking home salesman. Bro, like what a letdown. Anyways, good job,
Yeah,
Ahmad. I'm pretty sure, yeah, he got the contract, so congratulations.
yeah, I mean, dude, getting chased by the Taliban, they said they had to he was saved by, some soldiers out there, and they were like taking him to the airplane or to the airport, and they're shooting at him on the way to the airport, and it's like, what the hell? So for this dude to go through all that shit and then use grappling to finish the fight, right? Like it's not that we hate grappling, like we're tearing up Valentina and Marab. It's like this dude was using it so he could get the finish. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And that's how
yeah,
you get the contract. And you'll find out later in the card that's how you don't get the contract if you're gonna act like Marab and Valentina. So yeah, shout out to the boy Ahmad. And he just needs to learn to save his energy better. But this dude's I think he was 6'1" at lightweight, both
hmm
of them. So he'll do good for sure in the UFC.
yeah, yeah. He just needs some experience. We'll see what happens. On to the next fight, right along. Atiba Gutierrez versus NATO. Euro NATO. Dude, I couldn't even tell these dudes were in the same weight class, bro. My freaking dude Gutierrez over here is all jacked and yoked up. He looks like he could be two weight classes above my dude NATO. I don't know how he's cutting this weight, but I guess he's making it. I guess NATO, he's looking a little bit chubby. I guess he probably could have made 170. That probably makes more sense. He's probably really a 170 fighter, just coming up to 185 to fight the Contender Series. But
I hope so.
but I mean, there's just basically everything they said about Gutierrez. He's just powerful. He's quick and explosive. He did a pretty good job, I think, with the takedown defense. Freaking, I think Nato was just super freaking aggressive with the takedowns, man. He wasn't bad at it either. Like he had good shots. He came in smooth and he was persistent with it. So I think I think he's a good nut hugging fighter. Like
No, yeah.
keeping him off him.
No one told me. See, I lost so much money on the last UFC card that just passed. Um, 115 underdog for Gutierrez.
I don't know.
No way. No way.
I don't I don't even
Like
know
you
why that
said,
was the odds because during the fight they were hyping up Gutierrez anyways. Like he was seemed like the favorite the way they were talking about him, like the commentators and everybody. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It was weird.
yeah, Nato has a really good wrestling background. That's all I heard about him. And so maybe that's what shifted the odds. They just thought he would take down this 22-year-old kid who's rather new, But Gutierrez too strong, uh, and had good defense. He was throwing the knee up the middle. The knee almost landed. At one
Couple
point, he
times.
landed like a nice uppercut. Like this kid is 22 from Cameroon, so got that Francis Ngannou blood in him. And like Dana said, it's like, dude, I want to see what he can do with UFC money. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like he's 22, he's so young. Let's see him train at the PI. I'm pretty sure Frank Mir was in his corner. What's
Yeah.
he look like in 2 years with Frank Mir training him? Like, yeah, this kid has a lot of potential. And I mean, I say give him his money at Dana White Contender Series and let him train for like 6 months. Because sometimes these kids get a contract and book a fight in like 2, 3 months. Bro, let this fool train, and yeah, he'll be super good at middleweight too. Yeah, perfect.
No, yeah, he's good. I think that's exactly right because he was coming out of Canada from fighting out of Canada from Cameroon. So move him down the United States, get him working the PI, get him trained up. That'd be dope.
I forgot about that. I'm pretty sure he's training out of some top team in England. But
Oh, I
brother,
thought he was
best
in
train.
Canada. Whatever.
Yeah, but I mean,
Whatever. He's
bro,
doing. He's doing. He knows what he's doing. He's
go to
doing.
America.
Yeah, come to America. This is another dope fight. I mean, freaking Benjamin was getting pieced up for most of the fight. I don't know. I didn't really agree with the decision. I mean, that's why he didn't get the contract, right?
Yeah, I mean, Dana White said the same exact thing that you did. Dana White scored the last 2 rounds, I think, for Joey Hart.
Yeah.
But as I started watching this fight and I'm seeing the first round, I was sitting on my chair watching this mad as fuck. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, do you know where you are? Dana White says this all the time. He's like, we have fights every weekend. Like, I don't want to come here and just watch some fight. It's like, dude, you need to go in there and impress. Like, um,
Try to knock some fool's head off like every second of the fight you can. Like be
or
setting
yeah,
stuff up. Try to
yeah,
freaking look for a slam. Like you got to look for stuff to impress everybody in that freaking building.
100%. He did not fight like that. And then Joey Hart, Um, nice striking, reminds me of a Peyton Talbot almost. I saw like pictures of his Instagram too. He's kind of, you know, out there like Peyton Talbot too, so it's pretty cool. But I wrote this down. The commentary said he had 5 fights in 1 year. Look at his record.
There's no way he does.
5 fights in 1 year. He's 6-2. So that means he had 3 fights prior to that, right? Um,
Yes, technically. Within 1 year, he had 5 fights, I guess, technically.
yeah. So
Fuck.
what is he?
September
Six
to
and two, that's
September.
8. So what did he start become a pro like 2 years ago? Is that what it takes to get into the UFC now? Does it take being a pro for 2 years and then you're 6-1 and then Dana White hits you up and like is
Well,
that how easy it is? Like
well, to be
people used
fair,
to be champions.
he's extremely good for 2 years, if that's the case, to be fair. Like to have just fucking 4 wins, like 5 wins like that in a year of fighting, like that's not normal. That's not average. That doesn't really just
100.
happen. And it showed in the fight. Like I think he was piecing him up and he showed good heart, hence the name. He had good heart in the fight. He's got a good chin. He just doesn't have a lot of power on his strikes, I think, and he just needs experience. I just think he needs the experience. That's it.
I think like in the main event, you give this fool a slot on next year's Dana White Contender Series, right? Like let's see
Yeah.
Joey get 3 more fights in, it doesn't have to be 5. Let's see him get 3 or maybe 4 more. Um,
It just needs to be
because he's good,
like two
right?
more fights. Honestly, he just needs time training and experience with
Yeah.
other good fighters. That's it.
Hmm.
Like if he can just get into a good camp, get into a good team, he's solid.
He is solid. And sucks for you, Benjamin. This fool's favorite fighter is probably Marab and Aljo, so that's what you get, buddy. See ya. We'll never hear from you again.
All right, and this was a banger of a fight, dude. Freaking
Ooh, look at those odds.
they were both throwing hands, okay, dude. Dude, Arthur, he was coming for the kill too. There was a couple times he was landed on my boy Teixeira over here, freaking baby Glover. Like
Yeah.
big baby Glover. Like I was worried for him, but then he landed it looks like almost an overhand, but it's a straight because he's so tall. It looked crazy and just down he went. I was slow.
Absolutely vicious. Um, Crazy tattoos. That's the first thing that popped off the screen for me. He had like the spider on his chest, and he got the Dragon Ball Z tattoo. And I didn't know he was a minus 1,300. That is absolutely insane.
Well, I mean, it's
But
probably
like you
just because
said,
he's 6'5".
uh, does it show the other guy's height or no?
The other guy's like 6'2".
Okay. He looked like a middleweight compared to that fool, huh? But damn, smacked him with one punch, sent him to the ground. But Arthur came to fight, right? He wasn't there just to get slept. Like Teixeira had to earn that. So that was cool to
I
see.
want to see Arthur back on the Contender Series for sure. I like him.
Me too. Me too. I didn't know what he weighed in at. If it's possible, get this boy to the PI to make 205, baby. Because they shrink fools in that fucking place, dude. They make fools shrink. They got wizards in there. Trust me. That fool can make 205 and get him on next year at 205. My boy
Get him on
Arthur.
that Ozempic.
But yeah, I like Teixeira and I think he'll do good in the UFC now. Get this fool some low level heavyweights to just sleep. And then when it's 10-0, we can start thinking about better things here.
Yeah, he's a fun addition. We'll see where what they do with him. And they kicked it out. They ended it with a banger. They didn't
I
leave
loved
nothing
it.
out in this fight. This was a dope fight too. Freaking Aaron Tao. I can't even pronounce it right. He's the Maori kid. He was looking hella crazy coming out, huh? He's looking
Super
on nuts
scary.
and shit, dude, with the face tattoo. Part of me was like, oh, fuck this guy. I hate you now for doing this. Like, just part of me wanted to see him get slept. But then I saw he had a chin and he had some heart. It was looking bad for him in that first round, man.
Oh yeah. Almost got choked out.
Yep. And then he came back and dude, he punches weird too. He almost has like an Artem-esque fucking punch. Like he keeps his hands up, but then like it's like kind of short, you know?
He's 5'4", I believe.
Is he
So
that small? Fuck.
yeah, so that's what Bisbing said. And Elijah was what? He looked lanky in there, compared to
He's like
him.
5'9" or some shit.
Yeah. I love this fight. Elijah looked crisp in those 2 rounds, bro. Striking and wrestling. In the second round, he kept trying to get the takedowns, and I was like, dude, just strike with him. Like you're beating him on the feet. You don't even need to wrestle this guy. Every time you wrestle him, Biswing said it. He's so short and compact and strong. He's just gonna explode back up on the feet. So use your size and win in the striking. And he didn't listen and he got fucking exhausted in the second round. And in the third, my boy Tao just decided he didn't want to lose no more and just, dude, came out like a bat out of hell. I thought he was going to sleep him, but Elijah showed heart and stayed in there and gave us a fucking war to the last second. I love that.
No, yeah. Elijah's got heart too. He's got a chin too. No doubt. Um, just a friggin' absolute war. These guys are pretty evenly matched, and I think that's what makes for the best fights, right? That's what we want to see. Dudes that
Yeah,
are relatively evenly matched, and they're gonna go out there and slug it out for the most part. Um,
yeah.
and he got a contract too, right? Yeah.
Did he?
I think he got a contract. I think the only one that didn't get a contract was the fucking Benjamin fool.
No, I don't think they gave him
There
a
was
contract.
four contracts were given out, bro. Yeah.
No, yeah, Elijah got one, but not my boy Tao.
No, not Tal. I'm talking about Elijah.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Because in my notes, I wrote, give Tao a fucking contract too. Fuck it. Why not? Why
Bro,
not? He's
dude,
clearly
Dana's
at
I'm
Elijah's level.
I've
Like,
already been trying to I was already gonna say this, bro. Dana's honestly handing out these contracts like they're fucking candies. I swear to God.
no, he's not. He would have
He
signed
really is
that
though.
bum wrestler.
No, he really fucking is though, dude. Like this guy's 7-1, 8-1, 7-0. Freaking who? Yeah,
Yeah,
new
they're
guy to
so
get a contract. Freaking how many fights does this fool have? Like these are not that many fights to be getting a contract, I feel like. I feel like
Dude, I've been saying this for years. I think it's horrible for the whole sport of MMA. Like instead of Conor McGregor being a double weight champion at fucking Cage Warriors and then coming into the UFC. That fool was ready to go. You know what I mean? Tom Aspinall, Patty, you fucking name it. Like Izzy, these fools are champs somewhere else, and then you're in the UFC. Like you said, bro, they're so green, and now they have to learn on the job, and you can't push them too much, or they're gonna get fucking embarrassed. It's just like
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I
Maybe
think
it's
it's
maybe it's just part of where the UFC's at. Like I guess they have to have such a big roster because they're putting on so many fights. They have to sign so much new talent. Because like
yeah.
before, it's like when you made it to the UFC, like that was you're in the NFL. You're like one of the best fighters in the world just because you're in the UFC. But now, like if you're in the UFC, like you could probably get your ass whooped by some dude from one. Like, you know.
Yeah, yeah. For sure. I mean, there's fools who are 5-0 getting fights on the fucking Dana White Contender Series. That fool fought 5 times in 1 year. Like
Yeah.
the amount of experience, yeah. I mean, sometimes it shows, but I think these fools were both ready. I just thought it was crazy how Tao's on an 11 fight win streak if you count as amateur.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm the shit. I train with Izzy and Dan Hooker and Kai Kara France. Oh yeah, I got their coach. Man, I'm so good. I'm undefeated. Ain't nobody can beat me. I got this face tattoo, and then you're just getting your ass whooped for 2 rounds straight. Like, how fucking crazy must that be for your mental, right? Like you're just like, man, ain't nobody gonna beat me. Bink, 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 get taken down. Oh, you're about to get choked out, boy. All this shit, and it's just like, whoa,
She's like, I'm gonna have to go
whoa.
get this shit lasered off now. Fuck.
You better go to school, homie. But yeah, I just think that's crazy too. You get these two under, or he's only lost once, but I mean, whatever. I loved it, and I'm excited for both of these. I hope Tao comes back next year for the Dana White Contender Series because he's fun and he looks cool.
Yeah, he does. He looks crazy. Bring him back, see what he's got. But fun night of fights, all in all.
Yeah,
So, I mean, what more can you ask for?
for
Good,
real.
good scraps. We
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
y'all. Stick with us for the scrappers.